So this is a follow-on from the pathfinding video where I covered quite a lot of complex stuff to do with having a separate class for enemies and then spawning multiple of them, which is what happened here. I think it's helpful if I just do one, pretty much I did the same thing for line of sight. So if the enemy has line of sight to the player, it moves towards them. Otherwise it just sits there and does nothing. So you can see it's a similar setup. I've got a class called line of sight enemy, and it does the same thing where it inherits from the arcade.sprite class with this super dot in it. And all it needs is a wall list of the obstacles, same as before. And it uses this built-in function has line of sight. And if it has line of sight, then it does exactly the same move towards the player thing as in the pathfinding. Otherwise, so yeah, that's pretty much the same. So I've replaced the find the path and move along the path with check for line of sight and only then move along the pathway. And you can see in here, all of this lot will be pretty much identical. The bit that's different is I've got this enemy list still, and I make a new enemy from the LOS enemy, that's this class up here, and put it in a random position, append it. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is exactly the same. So it would be quite easy to have line of sight enemies and pathfinding enemies in the same one. They're very slightly different in terms of how they update. So you'd need two enemy lists, I think. Would you? I think you would, yeah, because I think the pathfinding enemy needs the sprite. Yeah, it needs no, it doesn't. The pathfinding enemy, yeah, it needs the wall list each time. So you would have two separate paths, and you'd have to well, hang about. Yeah, enemy.update path is a thing that is different. Anyway, so this should work. We should just check that, shouldn't we? Just quickly run it and see how that looks. There's only 10 of these, I think, I've made. Yeah, so these, they follow me around if they can see me. So you can see these ones. If they can see me, they follow me. If they can't see me, so if I can just quickly, yeah, manage to hide from those. So you can see there'll be some gameplay in having a few of those, perhaps with some pathfindings as well. So yeah, much simpler video than the last one because it covers most of the stuff is exactly the same. You know, this whole thing is to do with maps and the sprite movement towards a position, which is either in this case the player sprite. In the previous case, it was to the path position of the next position along the path. Hope that's helpful.